start off with a just brief opening statement, then we'll open it up for questions. So, thank you very much.
On behalf of the University of Florida and Dr. Bernie Matchin and Jeremy Foley and our football program, really honored to be back in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl. Special thanks to Paul Houlihan and Jeff Hundley for extending the invitation. Really excited to be here. And of course, the New Orleans and the Sugar Bowl, great memories for the University of Florida 1996 National Championship game and a lot of other great games. A great personal memory for me, 2003 National Championship game when I was the defensive coordinator at LSU. So a lot of fun to be here. Excited as we move forward. We've had good preparation in Gainesville with our team. Primarily getting most of the game plan is in. We just got to refine some things as we move through the week, and we'll have a normal game week starting with practice today. So, excuse me, looking forward to that. Injury update, Jelani Jenkins and Ian Silverman both had postseason surgeries. They'll be out. I think I said that in Gainesville, but I wanted to make sure we hit on that. Matt Patchen and Pop Saunders are both transferring. Really appreciate their time at Florida, and we wish them the best. We had probably our best semester academically since I've been at Florida. We had 39 players with over a 3.0, 10 freshmen, true freshmen in their first semesters, fall semesters having over a 3.0. 5 of them and played, 5 of them redshirted. Rafael Andredes, John Bullard, Dante Fowler, Antonio Morrison, and Kent Taylor all played and had 3.0, so that's outstanding. And then Skylar Morningwig, Colin Thompson, Quintez Williams, and Austin Harden and Alex McAllister redshirted. So just an outstanding job academically by Dr. Keith Carradine and our staff. And 3 guys had 4.0s. John Bostic, our starting Mike linebacker, Frankie Hammond, and Timmy Clark. So really proud of our accomplishments off the field, in the classroom. Continuing our prep for Louisville. I got a lot of respect for Charlie Strong, and to me it all starts with Teddy Bridgewater. The guy's an outstanding player. He's a #1 efficiency passer in the country, thrown for over 3,000 yards, close to 30 touchdowns. He's completing right at 70% of his passes. Got a very talented core of receivers with Rogers and Parker. Those guys are all talented guys that can do some different things. Copeland leads them in receptions, very fast on defense and run extremely well. Marcus Smith is an explosive rusher and a guy they use a lot of different ways. And of course, Charlie's track record as a defensive coordinator speaks for itself. So we got our work cut out for us, but I think Bill, very pleased with our preparation to this point. Now we got to refine some things here for the game on the 2nd. We're looking forward to that. I'll open up for any questions.
Well, you kind of joked a little bit about Charlie's relationship with some of your players. So how much does that help him, do you think, to know the personnel?
It's been a long time. It's been 3 years since he's been at Florida, so I don't think it really helps at all. I mean, obviously in recruiting a player, but it's been a long time. This is such a growth and developmental stage for a young athlete, coming through. You look at John, probably, knows Charlie very well, but I mean, that was 3 years ago. So John's changed a lot. John's changed a lot in a year's time from his strength and his playing ability and all of those things. So I don't know that helps at all.
And the 2 guys you mentioned that are leaving, what happened? Why didn't that work out?
I think they just needed a fresh start, both guys, both situations, and that's really all I got to say about it.
Well, so much at this time of year, though, you hear about players either becoming ineligible or getting into trouble or something like suspensions. You seem to have avoided that. What's the yeah, right, you're near New Orleans. So what's the key to having things go right for you?
Again, I think it's a continual education every day with your team and your players, and you're making good choices and decisions, and, they're going to make some poor decisions here and there, absolutely. Doesn't mean they're bad kids. Doesn't mean they're bad people. But, guys that aren't willing to make the constantly right decisions in your program, they can't be in your program. They're not going to be a part of our program. So it's just about recruiting the right kind of guy and understanding at the University of Florida we've got a standard of excellence that we believe in on and off the field, and our guys, this football team has really adhered to that wholeheartedly.
What was your favorite memory of 2003 when you won the national championship?
Wow, just obviously winning the game, but just really having a pretty dominating performance defensively. Really played well. Marcus Spears intercepting the pass on the zone pressure down there on their goal line, and then having the opportunity late in the game to be on the field defensively to win the game. That to me is from a defensive standpoint, you want to be in the situation where you're on the field to win the game, and that's what we did.
You said you guys are not back where you want to be yet. How significant is this step of getting here and
Well, I think it's just critical. You know, as you move forward, you're talking about being the sixth team in UF history, which has got a pretty good tradition of 12 wins, which is huge. It's an opportunity to be ranked in the top 3 in the country and winning the game. So we understand that those things are very important to our programs. We continue to move forward, but we've got a special team. And I think that they deserve a special night, and we need to send them out the right way, and you can only do that with a win, and these seniors deserve that.
Underdogs, especially in this game, in the past have done well. I mean, everyone remembers what Utah did against Alabama. Is that something you address with your team, or do you think it goes without saying?
I think it goes without saying. We don't really talk about other games or opponents, and we really concentrate on ourselves. And really, if we take care of Florida, it'll take care of itself. Prepare the right way. I always tell our guys, the more mature teams generally have more success in bowl games because they understand when to focus and they understand when to have fun. And that's what you've got to be able to do when you're in a place like New Orleans. There's a lot of distractions and a lot of fun things to do. You've got to understand when we go to work, we work. And when we're going to go have fun, let's go have some fun. But those are the things you've got to, mature players and mature teams handle that very well. And I expect our guys to as well.
You mentioned the good practices leading up to this.
Mm-hmm.
What is the motivation level like this coming into this game, say, versus Florida State, your last game out?
Well, again, this is a one-game season. I mean, you haven't played in a long time, so you really are gunning for a one-game situation. And there's huge motivation from the standpoint it's a Sugar Bowl. It's a BCS game, and again, like I've said before, a lot of things out there for our football team, such as 12 wins, a top 3 or 5 team in the country. That's important, and sending our seniors out the right way.
Sorry, go ahead.
You'll talk about the abilities of Bridgewater earlier.
Mm-hmm.
How much pressure does that put on the secondary and that unit in particular?
Well, I mean, it puts pressure on all 11. You got to stay disciplined in your rush lanes because he can hurt you with his off rhythm plays with his legs. You got to have tight coverage because he's a very accurate thrower. You got to be able to mix man and zone because if you play too much man to man, he's going to take some shots and he can win one-on-one because he's got good enough people outside. So it's a combination of rushing well, covering well, mixing pressure with man, pressure and zone. You got to play full 60 minutes because he's a guy that brought them from behind several times this year. He's done an outstanding job of that. So, again, they've played a lot of close games and they've won those games.
He's got a couple more questions.
Because of that?
Well, I mean, we lean on Matt a lot anyways. We expect him to play well, which he will. But it takes our whole secondary. Our corners need to play well. We're going to have to cover. We're going to have to play some man-to-man in order to win the game and eliminate big plays and make them really have to drive the football down the field. But, they've been able to do that against teams as well. So we got our work cut out for us. They got a good offensive football team.
And Coach, you mentioned it's a little bit different environment here than, say, Jacksonville last year. Do you have a curfew on the guys?
No, we'll handle that with the team. It'll be earlier than your curfew, I can guarantee you that.
Do the practices change at all now as far as who gets the reps? I know it changes in terms of people.
Yeah, we've cut back, really our first 6 practices in Gainesville were like spring ball training camp practices, going back to fundamentals, giving younger players a lot of looks. And then our last 4 practices, really, Jason, was a game week, Monday through Thursday. And then starting today will be like a Monday practice. And then we'll have a normal game week from here out as far as our prep is concerned, as far as the reps are concerned. And we still will try and give some of the younger players some reps here and there, but our concentration's on our opponent right now.
So when you see those first 6 in Gainesville, how did you feel about the team going forward now into 2013? Some of those guys that are actually going to be getting the first 10 reps.
Well, I felt very good. You look at Brian Pohl, and you look at you look at Jesmond Dunker, LaTroy Pittman, Rafael Andredes. Jeremy Powell did some good things at linebacker, Marcus May. There were some guys that I thought really stepped forward and did some nice things that won't play in the game, but I thought really progressed, and you can see their athleticism and their playmaking ability.
Thank you very much, Coach.
All righty. Y'all take care.
Right outside here. Jeff Driscoll is going to be available. Hey,
Louisville.